Yeah. Aloha, Lancel. We have a special stream today. Let's see. Yep, I guess I need to get in game first. Do. I was actually in Falling Waters Fortress. Not to look at the beauty of it. The amazing layout and decorations and all that jazz. But I was actually there to profile. Because generally, the cooler a town looks, the better it is for me to profile. But we have a special stream today. I don't think this is a secret. There's going to be a dance party, maybe? Something? We'll see. Lancel, I have not looked at anything. Oh, good. I'm up to 24 emails I haven't read this morning. I'll get to those tomorrow morning. I think most people know that yesterday and the day before did not go as planned. I was not the guy who had to drive down to the server room, but I was impacted by it because we've got a couple different types of servers. Actually, I'll wait and talk about that here in a little bit. But I'll get caught up here probably tomorrow morning. Here's another thing I discovered today with profiling is that right there is super expensive. That text, we're rebuilding a bunch of that every single frame. Even if you hold your mouse cursor steady, we rebuild that whole thing, which is memory allocs and CPU time. All the things I'm learning from profiling. My favorite part is I found something that's really inefficient in the profiling and went and rewrote it. It was basically something that was handling the most common case very poorly. And I went and rewrote it. And then Wizard Smoke saw that I rewrote some of the code. He didn't write it, but it was code he took care of, and he immediately went and rewrote it himself. He didn't like my rewrites. That's the way to make people to go and clean up stuff is you go and you touch it in a way they don't like. Bad touch, bad touch. Oh yeah, let me get my questions open. Let's see. Visit LinkedIn. LinkedIn, okay. Somebody sent me a message there. Someone sent me a message on LinkedIn of all the different ways to contact me. Do. Oh wait, no, that was last stream. Let's see, we had Virtue 244 follow us, but that was an hour ago. They're probably not even on the stream now. But thank you anyways, man not on the stream who followed us that I don't know. Hey, there's W Air Wiggles kicking off the stream the right way. Almost always my first donator. And as usual, I'm just kind of hanging out and waiting around, chilling out until some more people get on the stream. And then I'll talk about interesting stuff. Scary stuff. Mostly just interesting. And annoying. Let's see. So there's a number of things that haven't gone how I wanted them to go so far this release, which have eaten up my time. The good news is I have found some optimizations, although no magic silver bullet type optimizations. We still have it to a point where stuff in Unity is the biggest problem and we can't get rid of it in terms of performance. Mainly it's in the rendering, single-threaded rendering pipeline. Oh, Chris, why don't you just go rewrite your own? They expose their pipeline now, and it's now, you can do SRP and do your... Well, we can't do SRP, or you can do HDRP. Well, no, we can't do HDRP without rewriting the entire project. And also, if we did HDRP, that basically, that's the thing Unity added, but it basically breaks every plugin ever made for Unity. And you got to rewrite them all from scratch, and all your like terrain shaders and all your other crap. And it wouldn't solve our problems. We'd still have the same single-threaded stuff, so. Anyways, talking to Unity, of course, was the answer I got was, well, you guys should be static batching. It's like, no, everything in our game is dynamic, dude. We can't static batch. Like I said, performance, profiling, so much fun. Seeing the things that you know were wrong and can't fix. Let's see, I'm up to 38 there. That's my Unity rant for the day. Taking down the fake trees will optimize it. Those things actually are on a really bad shader. They were done kind of in an incorrect way by someone not here anymore, so I can gripe about it. Yeah, these actually use a shader that is a really inefficient shader. I know it looks very similar to these, but these are actually using a very different shader that's a really bad, ugly shader that's it's based on the old tree shader that Unity used to have before we switched to speed trees. And it's also not intended for this type of fixed static object like that. So, but anyway, so yeah, getting rid of the trees actually would help a little bit. Not a ton, but it help a little bit. And also thank you, Rinaldi the Green Guy, for the 100 bits. Unity son of bits. Yeah, I agree. Terrain here looks a little waxy. It's usually something we can go in and improve. If it looks waxy in here, then it looks waxy in all of them, most likely. But I guess the other good news is I've been profiling stuff, and things are actually pretty fast, getting fast. Faster. You know, even with this stuff over here, a good chunk of the time I'm doing 60 frames a second. And when I'm not doing 60, I'm doing a solid 30. This area right in here is kind of the worst area that I found when I was profiling. Yeah, does someone acquire the Unity source code? We'll see if we actually had the source code, then I'd be spending all my time working on that stuff instead of actually working on the game. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise that we do not have the source code. Oh, and thank you very much, Legion of Myth, for the 35-person raid, and thank you very much, Sader Farron, for the 100 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. And I think we're kind of getting up in numbers enough here. I can start talking about actual stuff. So one thing is I think there's something happening at 3 o'clock here that DJ DARKSTARR will be involved with. I don't think that was a secret. It's also probably not advertised very well. But I'll be joining that here in a little while, because then I can do some profiling with lots of people there. So if you want to get involved with the dance party thing, let me know and I can summon you over and you can help me profile. I'll continue my prizes through the dance party too, by the way. So now that I'm getting up there in number of users, I can talk about the so fun evening we had on Monday night. So for those who don't know much about servers, we of course have our servers in a data center. The data center is completely power backed up, massive generators, power independent from the city. They take the power from the city, but they have both multi-megawatt generators. Not kidding, they actually have two 1 megawatt generators. They have massive battery backup systems the size of a whole wall of refrigerator size things. So the thing that killed our servers was not lightning. That's what Star said, but in a post, I think. But he actually got that from somebody on the team who is not an engineer, who said that in our chat. Not an engineer. To which all the engineers said, "It's not lightning. It's the second time this has happened. The first time was a few weeks ago, and as you might recall, it went out and had the same problem. I had to drive down myself and do it." But I managed to jiggle the handle a little bit last time and get that box to come back on with the plan of this Tuesday, as in yesterday at our team meeting, we were going to go and replace it. So, of course, I had already told people, I'd already scheduled it. Everybody knew Tuesday we were going to go down and work on it and replace it. So, of course, that's why Monday night is when it decided it would go ahead and poop the bed. So that is... So that was the first time. That was kind of a wake-up call for one thing that we weren't accounting for, which is all the servers we have are rack-based servers. They're 2U servers, almost all of them. We've got a couple of 1U boxes as well, and a couple of 4U. But anyway, so they're mostly 2U, and they're quad node. They have dual redundant power supplies, which is so you basically can do one power supply into one, and you can do one power supply into another circuit to make sure, even if one circuit falters or whatever, it automatically picks up the other one. It's also so if one power supply dies, it'll auto switch over to the other ones. I've actually done the test multiple times myself of 2 power supplies plugged in, all 4 nodes running, because these things have 4 separate servers in them in this 1 2U package. But pulling it... and Star wants me to update the message today to mention the dance party, so I guess it is not a secret. But anyways, I've actually pulled the cord on it to make sure that it auto moves over to the other power supply, or works off of just one without any problems. Also, for those who don't know much about server stuff or just computers in general, usually what you want is your power supplies. You want them running at no more than about 70 to 80% capacity. Which is the other reason having these dual power supplies is really cool, because it actually, normally it'll just split the power. Now, if it needs more, it'll pull more from one, like if one gets disconnected or dies or whatever. But anyways, that keeps the power consumption on each of them low. And then the worst case of, the power supply failed, then okay, well now, you're running at 90% or 80% or whatever, which you can handle for a while. But anyways, so... the thing that happened Monday night was something we had not accounted for, which was all 4 nodes went out. So there's only a tiny area of failure where that could possibly happen, because we've got the dual power or redundant power supplies already. Those are fine. So the only way that can really happen is basically in between the power supply and the actual machine, so the distribution of it. So that's a pretty small set of failure points. So we had never seen that before. We've seen it now. So now we're making our plans, assuming that if we need to account for not a box going out, we need to account for 4 boxes going out. So show myself never. Hold on. Let me go update the message of the day. And let me let Flair have some fun there. Blingo, update the message of the day to talk about the party. So what I'm about to put in the message of the day is going to be dance party, rifts in, join Atos, and I'll put DJ DARKSTARR first. DJ DARKSTARR. It's so tough I have to resist every time putting in DJ DARKSTARR. DJ DARKSTARR and Atos for a dance party in Rift's End on the Queen of Chaos. Message Atos for summons. I guess I can go ahead and head over there. And that is at 3 p.m. CDT. Let's see, enabled and for login. All right, but anyway, so yes, we use these 4-node systems, so now we have to plan for that. So what happened was one of our more powerful 4-node systems, which fortunately only had one box running on it, the other 3 were planned backups in case some other stuff done. So fortunately, it was only that one single box and then the 3, the backups that were not even powered on. So, but that died, but that happened to be our game server, primary game server. The plan had been, there were a couple options we had to get things back up quickly. The plan has been always to have it so it rolls over to another game server. But we actually ran into some licensing issue. We were like, how often does a server go down? Never. Well, now twice in 2 weeks. But again, that box is sitting in the trunk of my car right now. Probably 200 degrees, so I'm not going to go touch it until the morning. That's good for them, right? But anyways, so we do have a backup. We could have rolled things over immediately to the QA server. But the reason we didn't want to do that was that's actually running on a VM on a fairly weak box with a lot of other load on it. And we thought that would be a bad experience. There were a couple of other options we had. We went with the option I wasn't super in favor of. Probably worked out okay, but which was basically rebuild a clean server from scratch because somebody thought it would take half an hour. It would have taken half an hour or less, except the person who was rebuilding it, they lost power at their house. So they lost power, which also made things really bad because at the same time, about the same time that the storm rolled through is when the server died. I don't think they're related. There could be some minor power fluctuations that had something to do with it, but seriously doubt it. I didn't see anything. I actually looked on the charts. But at the same time, so the storm came through, that guy got knocked out. That guy doesn't have actual cell phone services at his house, which isn't a problem because he uses his Wi-Fi and he just has his phone on Wi-Fi. When he's at home, he can call through Wi-Fi. Never a problem, right? Except when the storm comes through and knocks out your power at the same time the server went out. So he ended up having to drive to HEB and talk to us from a parking lot where he could actually get cell service. You know what? I don't even have a prize up yet. Let me get that and then I'll get back to my story. Let's just start off easy here. We got a lot of cool armors, which are probably good for dancing. We'll do Elven Elite armor. I'll give away quite a few things today, too, since we're doing a little dance party thing. Elite Archer armor. Bam. Okay, now it's open. Oh, House of Mangar, you win. You're number 1. Cypher Black, E Honda's Prison Bound, Oopa the Veil. You guys round out the top 5. Elwyn Radicus, you did not make the top 5. Congratulations, though, for getting your name called. But anyways, so we did the wrong thing before. As a backup plan in case something like this happens in the future. I've got an image of this thing blasted off so we can immediately pull that up. We do still have some licensing issues in that we only have one thing that we actually license, and we only have one license to it. So we can't put it on 2 servers like we used to, because the other we pay per month for that, and that's a Photon license, by the way, which I still remember 5 years ago arguing with somebody over, we should just buy it. It'll pay, it's got a 20-month payback time on it. It'll be fine. Just buy it, and then it's ours forever, and we don't have to think about it. It's one less expense. And they were like, nah, probably do something else. But anyways, they were actually a lot more negative than that, but I won't say what they actually said. But anyways, now I really wish we had bought it back then. Would have been a big saver, but actually may go buy it now. We had having a pretty good month so far. Not surprising with the 4th of July stuff and all that coming to an end and everything else going on. So, let's see. Am I up over 100? Yeah, if I'm over 100, yes, I'm over 100. So, guess what happens in less than a week? Huh? Anybody want to guess? I'll watch chat. You guys can guess. I'll give you a minute here. No, not vacation. That's a good guess. No, I go on vacation towards like in 3 weeks. Start of next month. No, Maxine starting school is also next month. No, not a new office, although that's a good guess. Millions in-game gold for Z. Well, that's up to Z. We are... I've already sent out the Evite, but I've invited the team over on next Tuesday. We're going to combine our team meeting plus... grilling, plus beer, of course, plus shipping party. So hopefully, if you have ever complained, you didn't get your box, you didn't get your label, you didn't get your whatever, we will be hopefully shipping it as a team. I may live stream some of it. It'll be in my kitchen. I guess I'll have to clean. But yeah, we may actually stream some of it. But we'll have the team meeting. We'll do some lunch stuff. We're going to do the cookout. And I've already told people if we finish all the shipping early, then we'll do something like play poker or something. We will see. But anyways, now that I got everybody here, GM Ghost. No, not true. False. Oh, I can't spell. Our little tab complete thing on that is horrible. So I need to get to Rift's End. Yes, all the devs who attend the shipping party will get a grand shipping party of 2019 cloak in-game. Absolutely how it's going to work. I'm going to abandon these guys. That is probably not how you do it. That is probably possessive. Yes, it is. So anyway, so that'll happen on next Tuesday, so less than a week. Then vacation is in 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And then I guess at the end of August as well. I've got lots of out time. At the end of August, I will be in Vegas for the Syndicate convention. And also, in case people are wondering, Beezus is joining me for that. So if you want to yell at them about crafting stuff, now is the time to go join the Syndicate and tell them you've been a lifelong fan and really want to go to the Syndicon and see if they'll let you in. I don't even know how you get into the Syndicon. But I do know I've told them to schedule me, and I think we're going to be doing like 4 hours a day of talks with players for 4 days-ish. We'll see how that goes. Fortunately, Vegas or Nevada is a recreational state, so if I get too overwhelmed. know, the sad thing is, I've tried being 420 friendly. Just doesn't really do anything for me. I'm more of a beer guy, which sucks because it's much healthier. A little private room up here. Well, that's neat. I wonder who decorated this for Star, because I know he didn't do it. And yes, I am summoning players to the party. If you want to get on over here, just let me know and I will summon you over straight to the pirate ship. Yar, matey. And I will get to some questions here in a minute. But let's see. So I covered the server outage. So anyway, so that went longer than expected, largely due to the storm, which is true, which is what Star said, but that's not why the server went out. The server went out because it died. It took longer to get back up because of the storm, because people had lost power at their houses, which means they lose internet. So we're setting up contingency plans, as always with any of these things. Whenever we have something that doesn't go how we want, we try to make sure and have plans set up for them. So hopefully that will not happen again. If it does happen again, we've only had, that's the first time a box has failed in 5 years. It's failed in a bad way like that. But if it does fail again, we've got better contingency plans in place. Let's see. I'm going to be summoning people here. And now it's the universe that can come join me. Dance party. This is good. I needed some better profiling materials. This will be good. So I always rag on Unity, so I'll give them one kudo, which is they actually fixed some profiling stuff, so I can actually get decent profiling numbers. I think I might mention this on another stream, but they finally got things working right where it is properly threaded, and I can actually profile without it destroying my frame rate. For those who don't know, again, since I like to talk dev stuff or developer stuff on this, profiling when it destroys your frame rate is bad because there's a lot of things that are, the cost for them is relative to the amount of time that has passed. So if you start profiling, you get long frames, which means things end up taking disproportionate amount of time to what they would in reality, because you can imagine, like, physics is one of those things that how many times physics have to be simmed. It sims at a constant rate, which is part of making sure it's deterministic. Deterministic meaning that if you do something, the exact same thing multiple times, you'll get the exact same results multiple times, rather than it being different each time. If you can imagine if you did the calculations, but they're kind of iterative calculations, if you did those on a variable time delta, that the results would not be deterministic. They'd vary slightly, even if it was just due to that's good, they've got a pretty good sync going on down there. Even if the determinism, even if you had some option that was not, you thought was going to work out right, it won't work out right because floating point rounding stuff. Unless you're doing the exact same calculations, you're not guaranteed to get the exact same result. So anyways, so that's done at a sampled rate of 30 times a second roughly, for all the movement and everything else, all that type jazz. And so when you have a long frame, guess what? You end up doing the same calculations multiple times. Same thing happens for AIs and things like those. They're normally staggered over, like, it only happens like twice a second. Well, if you're only getting 2 frames a second, that means it's happening every time per frame, whereas in a real world situation, it'll only be like once every 10 or 20 frames, and we can stagger them out. So anyway, so that's a pretty big deal. Oh yeah, I haven't been paying attention to people whispering me. Let's see, summon player. Summon player. Oh, Fizzle whispered me. He must want to summon to the dance party because Fizzle's totally a dance party type guy. Summon player. Summon player. Now there's going to be some people here so I can get some profiling done. Do. And the dance party officially doesn't start for another 20 minutes, so. Let's see. Summoning Tazar. Oh, almost summoned the same person twice. Oh. Sorry, I'm reading Universe chat here. All right, well, I guess I can do a few questions. Let's see. Let me see if I missed anything. Deco Divas did the deco here. I don't doubt it. Do. All right, let me answer a few questions while we wait. The party again is not for another, officially not for another 20 minutes. E-Honda, someone mentioned recently the 5-second delay in health focus regen tick rate. Added May releases go to help performance. Can that be reevaluated now to see if it's still needed? I don't think it's not 5 seconds. That is more a... That is, for those who don't know, we do because, well, for multiple reasons. One, so you guys don't see lag. You don't see some of the things that happen bad, like if you're in Europe or something like that. We do most calculations, we do them on the client side and the server side. If you look on, and there's some things we do where we pass around random number seeds, in case you're wondering how that ends up working out. But anyway, so stuff happens on both the client and server. So this is one of those things where the client is sending their health update to the server at a certain rate, just to try to make sure they stay in sync and make sure we know what's going on between them. But anyways, I don't think we ever went to 5 seconds. I was thinking more like half second was what we're doing. And that's how often an update gets sent to the server to make sure things are in sync. But your local calculations are what we trust and verify is basically how we always work. And honestly, that's how most games work these days, is trust but verify so that you have fast response to things. But we can still make sure there's not any nasty stuff going on. Hold on, summoning someone. It's an interesting choice. I feel like Captain Kirk on Star Trek. Anybody remember that episode? Anybody? Captain Kirk, Star Trek? Let's see. So, Cypher Black asks, are the fake trees coming down? I'll look into removing the fake trees. We'll have to put up... It actually is not super trivial because I'll have to put up zones, like space fields to make sure you zone out properly. And I'll have to go around and walk around the edges to make sure nothing ugly gets revealed. But I'll look into it for sure. When I see Vahi run... let's see, Rinaldi the green guy. Oh, again, thank you very much, Rinaldi. And Sadafarin Again, thank you for the 100 bits. Vahi Run, thank you for the 1 bit. You probably asked a question that I then missed. But my mic is on, so you weren't just pinging me about that. And then thank you again, Ronaldo the Green Guy. This is Karen the Green Girl. But yeah, I can look into them. It's just not a free, it's not just go and like turn off trees. There's more work that has to be done. Here's the other 99 bits. All right, let's see. Also, the Deco VFX spawners for dungeons will be in for next time. The creature spawners are still on the fence. There's some wacky stuff going on with that I need to continue investigating. We'll definitely get in some VFX spawners that you can place decos that spawn VFX. Another thing we were talking about was making them so you can do them in towns. But obviously VFX spawners are super expensive. So making them like lights. So they count against your light total, so we can limit them that way. Let's see. You can still use them to grief people. At least the ones I've made so far have pretty big VFX areas, so I can imagine people like putting it at the edge of their lot just to grief their neighbor. So it may not be a good idea for anything but dungeons. Orion Dancer, that's it. It was a Orion person there. Dang it, Hondas. Stop making us look bad. Let's see. I think I'm caught up on people here on summons. All right, let me get back to some questions. Can we get a different color from our house versus the locator beacon a town crier gives? With 20 plus of my houses in the town, I can't tell which one is the locator beacon. I was gonna say first world problems, but that may be 1%er problems. So I'm looking into some of that stuff. I'm trying to add some ways that people can do some. Hey, thank you very much, Snugs. People can do some stuff. Like one of the things I'm looking at adding, like last release, I added the general usability of like the slew stuff, which has been extremely popular. Another one that I wanted to add was making it so you can basically do like a command line beacon. You guys can't see what I'm typing, but I'm typing beacon /beacon and then XYZ value, and have it set a beacon there, and also, and this would only be visible to you, but also show it on your compass. And I'm pointing at a screen. You can't see me doing that either, but I'm pointing at the compass up there. So adding a /beacon command, so you can give it a XYZ value, 57, 120, 49, and then it'll mark that on your compass. Because a lot of times that's people will tell you like, hey, my store is here, and then it's like, I don't know how to get there. Let you want to run around doing the /loc. So that's on my short list of things to get in for this release, just because again it's low-hanging fruit that I think will improve a lot of things. So you can actually, like when you do a party like this, because we always have these parties, and then like people show up at them and they're like shouting in the town chat, "Where's the party?" It would be fabulous if we could do either something. The other thing we have that I think is probably worth investigating as well is there it is. We have that crazy string that we show on things. Let me pull this up here. That string, that if you do a /loc, that shows up if you paste what's put in your keyboard buffer. that will show you, this is what it looks like. And this is if you like do a slash loc and you go paste it into a whip. So this string right here is something that we can use as devs, that we can teleport to a spot, any zone, any spot, you know, the exact facing, the exact everything, by giving you guys something like that too. So you guys could do like a slash loc, and if you do like a debug, whatever that thing is, you do a, you know, a beacon, that thing, it'll just set the beacon there. So you'll have a marker on your thing. And then, I mean, that also could be something we set the same beacon, like you get the beacon on Novia or whatever, so it knows to go to the town. And then when we get into town, the beacon's already set there in the town, so you'll have it on your compass, and at least gives you a good way to find things. And thank you, Merk and Brit for the follow, Cleo Dude for the raid, and huge thanks to Nefrina Shadowstorm. Nefrinia. Bacon. Yeah, I'm a Texan, and I hang around with Texans, but the Texas, it's one of those things, the accents, there's been lots of stories on it, but accents are dying in most parts of the country. So I've been in Texas more than half my life, but through my formative years, I was not in Texas, so I don't think I have much of a Texas accent. I need to practice one so I can sound like a real Texan. Yeehaw! Let's see. Did I miss any tells? Nope, don't think so. Yeah, my dad was a military guy, so we moved all over the place, so. We did live in Austin in the 70s, like 75 to 78, so. Other than that, I didn't come back to Texas until I was probably 15. Multiple Texas accents, I absolutely believe that. I'm sure there's people who can. I always remember they always threatened to do the My Fair Lady singing for My Fair Lady songs, but the one of the things in that is, you know, the doctor or whatever can identify somebody's location, their neighborhood or whatever by their accent, on the English accents. I'm sure there's people who are like that on Texas accents. Let's see. Let me announce the world one more time. There we go. All right. San Antonio accent. Let me get back to some questions up here. But anyways, yes, Tazar, I agree. I would love to be able to just give you a thing where you can, you know, beacon to houses and stuff like that, and pick particular houses and mark it on your compass. Brass Knuckles, have you looked into improving Kobold Totem T4 to T6? Kobold T4 to T6 totem rooms loot. Yeah, and so those actually have the loot, once you get up to T4, I think, the loot doesn't change. Like, so the creatures get tougher and tougher and tougher, and the loot does not change. I know that's what you really love hearing. But that is unintentional. That was, I used the loot that we had, and I didn't create new loot bundles. And so basically when you get up to the T4 or whatever, that's using the biggest Kobold loot bundle we have, and I just need to go make some more that are above that. But yeah, I'm aware of the issue and need to improve it. Hey, thank you very much, Necronut. I think you were the one I saw saying something about, maybe you were the one who said something that they get their bits from watching commercials. So thank you for watching commercials for us. Bedawin question: why are most patches required to play when the patch notes rarely list anything that seems critical, and why do some patches only become required several hours after they go live? This is a great question. I just pulled this one out of the chat rather than looking at the thing. So the way, for those who don't know, again, I can do some dev talking stuff here. The way, for those who don't know, the way our server stuff works, and client stuff as well, is, well, one, the server, if you're on a client version, there's a server version that goes in sync with that. Now, we may change stuff on the servers because we've had to do that a number of times, like we put out the wrong loot bundle with stuff, and so every like tier 1 creature you kill gives some crazy reward. So we keep the client and server in sync. So if I'm on client 1008, then I'll be playing on the 1008 server. So basically what we have is we have multiple instances of the server. Now, that does not mean that it's a totally different world and stuff you do in one doesn't happen in the other. That's actually just the actual game server version. But everything should be fine across all of them, but there can be, like, if somebody upgrades and you don't upgrade, then that's when you see, like, that person's in a different version of the world than me. For a while, we did stuff where we looked at the individual instance and said, okay, well, this scene didn't change between these two patches, so we can let people play together, and that became too problematic and too confusing for people. As for why we sometimes, after a while, you won't be able to still play on an older version, we usually, so we have to do that by hand. We have to manually say, don't let old people play on a version and force them to update. We'll usually just do that if there's some, like we fixed an exploit or we fixed some problem going on, and we want to force people to all get up to date. Sometimes we'll force them for things like, you know, the dance party. We want to make sure everybody's in the same version of it, so we'll force a patch to make sure that most everybody coming to the dance party is going to be in the same version of the client. So there's lots of different reasons for it, but that is also why we can do things like, hey, you're playing, and the only reason you know a patch went out is because you'll get a message saying, hey, this scene will be shutting down in 60 minutes or whatever. So, good question. But again, that's we do too many patches. Some of that is just due to like getting some stuff in the store. We want to fix some bugs and stuff in the store. But at least on our patcher, the patches are usually pretty small. Try to keep them small. But some of that will also be fixed as we continue to improve our online store and some other things so that we can do more dynamic stuff. We can push stuff without actually pushing new client version. Speaking of client or reward stuff, I see Nephrenia has the ball, the disco potion. And yes, it's already 2:56. I've been on almost an hour and I haven't done a giveaway yet. Let's do a giveaway. And thank you. Oh, I missed Lance Lancermain. Thank you. And Rinaldi the Green Guy, 100 bits. And again, I will not be playing the music here, unfortunately. Maybe I'll put my headphones on and listen to the music. But I will not be playing the music because if I play the music, it goes in the microphone, goes on the stream, and then when we try to export to YouTube, YouTube says, no thanks, you've got some copyrighted material in there. We don't want to store your pirated music, because yeah, that's totally what we're doing. I put up a video of Maxine dancing the other day. I think it was Warner Brothers was the one. It was the first time I'd seen that. Oh no, it was Time. I think it was Time Warner. But I put it on YouTube, video of Maxine dancing. There's music in the background, obviously. But it like starts halfway through the song and it's only like 30 seconds of song. And the stupid algorithm says, Time Warner has blocked this content, you can request they do it. It used to be that they would say, I could give you a choice. Is this the focus of the thing or whatever? But apparently there's some music groups that just say, screw you, if you have any of our music in your stream, you can't use it, and we're going to turn it off. So thank you very much. Pretty sure it was Time Warner. I should remember because I want to hate them. I already hate them. Google Fiber for life. Oh, can't get my shirt up there. I've got a Google Fiber shirt on, sorry. Better way. Yeah, I didn't think we were forcing them. Or Bedouin. I didn't think we usually force them. I think they just kind of flow out. But it is one of those things. If you exit out and come back into the game, we'll definitely force it. But it may be they've just gotten in the habit of setting it. So when we do it, you got 60 minutes to upgrade, or else. And that's another one of those things that largely that is yet another thing that, the usual, this is why we can't have nice things type thing. Which is, we'll go and fix some bug or exploit or something. And when we push out, and then we'll force it because we don't want whoever was exploiting it to stay on that old patch. Because for a while, there were times we would look, and like that's actually one of the things we started looking at for like, hey, how do we start flagging bad people? Let's just call them bad people to be less specific. And that was one of the things we actually started looking for is like, who are the people playing on versions more than 36 hours old or 48 hours old? Those are probably bad people. Bad people or botters. Alright, I'm going to try to change my audio so I can actually listen to the music too. Let's see. Oh, and I need to do the giveaway. I said I was going to do that. Here we go. Now I've got music. Oh, I hate it when I do that. Click the edge of the screen and resize everything. Let's do the giveaway though. So get in there if you haven't already. Synthetic 9. Oh, you can hear it? Oh yeah, I guess that's actually going into the stream too. I wonder if you guys can hear it now, but I can't hear it. Alright, maybe it's just a bad idea. No music for you. Alright, but I will give you a raffle. Closing and picking. Trevor Bastion's Point. Maybe you're just Trevor in game. Congratulations. And thank you, Synthetic 9. And I'm going to give away a lot of prizes today, so I'm going to keep, let me get a note going for it. Trevor gets the Elven Elite Archer Armor. Alright, now let me pick another new one here. Let's go next. We're going to move right across the screen there to Viking Guard Armor. That's a pattern pack. And open. Nope. And Felden Grimshaw, Difficult 1, 2, 3, Upa the Veil, Hex, Gwendolyn Obscuro. You guys are the top 5. Draken Naruto and Jerakith. You guys just missed out. And you guys will have to forgive me because here in a little while I'm going to start doing some profiling, which may improve or may decrease frame rate a little bit. Pretty good so far. Let's see. What are some more questions up here? Let's see. Beast Striker, may I get a chest removed in an end? The player no longer plays and we keep getting an error trying to send it back to his bank. That is curious. I'll post that on the tech channel. I have no idea. I'll post it on the tech channel. Someone may know off the top of their head what's going on. That which lurks, when will we start seeing some new summons that new tamed pets? Or now that new tamed pets are arriving. Yeah, you should see some new summons. Again, I continue to try to figure out ways to add more high-end content for magic stuff and also melee stuff. But adding some new high-end stuff for the pets. I don't have an idea right now. Hold on, someone's sending me an idea. Oh, somebody else said they had the same problem with the chest. Hold on. All right, let's see. Tazar ODE, is it too late to update my address for box set shipping? We get a new house Friday. Congratulations, Tazar. Congratulations. That's the saying with a boat is the best days of your life when you get a boat and when you sell a boat. Because they're a pain in the butt and they're a huge money sink and all the other problems with it. But house, I am always in favor of. Congratulations on a house. And in terms of getting your address, yeah, we can get your address updated. If you want to, you can just whisper it to me in game, I guess, if you want to. And I will update it because we're going to do that on Tuesday. And I know you've been down. I know we've seen you a few times. You should have just grabbed a box when you were here. And I've shipped you stuff recently. How do you not have your box yet? Oh, I know why you don't have your box, because we didn't have all the goods, all the things for your level. We do now. Let's see. But again, congratulations. Elrond, King of Elves, any news on which crafting trees will be able to specialize next release? You should be able to specialize all of them, but just with the basic feature of being able to do a reroll. We just talked about that at the meeting yesterday. It sounds like the server backend is done and the UI is done. And the only thing that has to happen now is we've got to get some math in there for it. And then also I need to go add some ability, some spec stuff. They want me to go rework the magic, like the specialization stuff I added for combat. So I'll be doing something similar to that. The thing Beezus and I have not agreed on yet is exactly how that will work or how many you can have. Can you only have one? Can you have two? Does it work exactly like combat? Let's see. Hold on, I'm writing that down for you, Tazar. All right. And changing on the website may help. We actually have a big spreadsheet out because there's some people who changed it and it didn't get changed on the website, or the website we just know has the wrong one. So we've got a spreadsheet that we've dumped from that. We'll be working off of that. We may be double checking again. We're going to have a group of people here because there's a bunch of different parts to it rather than just being one. We're going to have conveyor belt of building and shipping and getting the addresses and the label printer and all the other stuff out there. House of Mangar. Make sure, Chris, the math is not soda math. Thanks. Again, it'll probably work very similar to how specialization works in combat. Oh, Famines is giving me some whiskey. I still have not updated his cloak, and he still gives me whiskey. Let me accept some friend requests there. And again, thank you, Rinaldi. All right, let's see. And again, for those who got here late, 'cause I think it was only 100 people in stream when I said it the first time. I guess people saw me adding friends and decided they'd friend me too. The couple things, the server stuff, we're working on getting more backups. We already had a backup. The box that died, but we had, for those who didn't know what the server outage was, where we lost about 2 hours on Monday night. That was a cluster of 4 server boxes went out. It was not actually due to lightning strike. It could have been due to small power fluctuations, but we keep our, these aren't living in my garage or something like that. These are living in a top security data center with multiple redundant backup power supplies and megawatt generators and all the other things going on. And I don't think anything else had any problems. The server was it was the one that flaked last week, and we were going to replace it on Tuesday at the team meeting. We were going to do the team meeting, and I was going to go replace the server after I fixed it the previous time. Fixed. It's the jiggle the handle version of fixing. And it died Monday night with the team meeting the next day, of course. So, but anyways, got it fixed. We do have backups on all that stuff. We do have everything backed up. That was, but it was a good sober reminder that we could lose not one server, not 2, not 3, but 4 servers at one time with these 4U node boxes that we use. The other news that is worth repeating is, and also, again, there's no risk of losing. I saw people saying, reset the servers, roll them back to whatever. And there's no risk of us losing more than like an hour of time ever. But as I think most people know, we've had to roll back maybe like once, like 10 minutes or something like that. And that was after a release. That's like the release launch, like we'd started at 10:30 and then at 10:40 or something like that, we rolled back to 10:30 because we had done a data integration, data migration poorly. And thank you, Famines, for the whiskey. Sadly, not in real life. But I will drink in game here just because it makes the screen fun. But let's see. Oh yeah, and those 25-year whiskeys are pretty good. Pretty much only have to have one. Yeah, that's what you guys want on the stream, right? What? You don't want to see that on the dance stream? Here, let me get down on the floor. Oh. How about now? Is that good for you? All right, I'm going to turn that off because I know it's going to make some people sick if I do not. Well, it looks like I still have a little bit on. Interesting. Woo. Let's see. Let me get back up here. House of Mangar, aka Fizzle. Hey Chris, can you please revisit soon the attenuation feature of the game? It needs major reworks for players. You just have 2-3 hours play time. Can rock and roll, not sit there and wait. Please, Dr. L made a great post about this. Any change, including removal of it, will do. And honestly, that's what I would like to do. But again, that we need to do some content rework to make sure there's no places where, you know, here's a place where you can work your butt off and you get 400k an hour, and here's a place you can work your butt off barely, you know, or not work your butt off, just barely do anything, and you can get 4 million experience points an hour. We got to make sure that those type of situations don't exist. Some of that is making sure that content matches the difficulty, but also some of it is just, there's one of the things that, I mean, it's no secret, AoEs are way OP in the game in terms of experience farming. And that is something that needs to be looked at as well. But it's also, again, that would mean me nerfing some things to improve that, which is not what players want either. But anyways, yes, I would love to remove it. We can't remove it right now. As I mentioned, we're kind of wrapping up new user experience improvement stuff, and we're going to be focusing more on in-game stuff now that new user has been, it's better. It's stickier. I think some people who are existing players will probably play it and think it's worse, but it's definitely stickier than what it was in terms of how it worked for new people. And yes, Fizzle, that would be what we would do, is make creatures tougher rather than probably nerf. But again, that needs to be done per area. But there is still the problem of the total DPS you can do as a melee guy versus a mage casting Ring of Fire / Meteor Shower type stuff. The total DPS you can do is the thing you have to look at. So making creatures tougher does not fix that. Making creatures tougher makes it even harder for the mage or for the melee guys. But you know, that's still a matter of relative total DPS between the two. DPS on multiple targets. Well, most melee stuff hits melee stuff hits multiple targets. It just doesn't hit, like, for instance, like currently Ring of Fire does not work how it's intended to work. It's set so it can hit a maximum of 10 creatures, but it actually will hit an infinite number of creatures. As many players found, I didn't even know this, and I think it was one of those things that wasn't even clear until the zombie encounter stuff I put in with 30 zombies at once. Meteor Shower is set to hit 10 people. That's already pretty high, but Ring of Fire, because of how it works, it's set to only hit max targets of 10, but because the way Ring of Fire works, it actually is an effect that then creates a lasting effect in a place. And because of how that works, it actually is hitting, it treats everyone as a fresh, everyone's one. So it's always hitting one target. It's just hitting one target 30 times. So again, that's something that needs to change, but that's part of why Ring of Fire is OP. But see, Fizzle, here's the challenge. Players do not see a difference between bug fixes and nerfs. If there's a bug fix that makes something less effective, they call it a nerf. They call it ruining stuff. I've seen this, and we've seen this dozens of times. Anytime we fix something, even if it's clearly a bug, not how it's intended to work, fixing it, if it makes anything worse for the player, tougher for the player, they scream bloody murder and it's a nerf. So yes, I can fix that, and that's probably one of the things I will do, just because even that, like that alone, it kind of breaks down. we're improving our AI in a bunch of ways. We're improving our performance in a bunch of ways. But the having it like that type of stuff, that breaks the, if we want to do like large mass encounters, like the zombie stuff that I put in, where there's, you can have 20 zombies or 30 zombies in there. We can manage that now. The performance is actually very tolerable and pretty good for that type of situation. But having this type of, you can hit 30 creatures at a time with this one spell versus the tank who's over there hitting 2, breaks balance for things. But yeah, so something that was just more recently exposed, but I do hope to get it fixed, and I also will be yelled at a ton. Devil Cult is banish hitting 10. I don't know how many banish hits. Hold on. Banish undead. Banish Undead is one I don't play with that much, and I don't hear much feedback on it, so I couldn't tell you what it's doing. 1 tick, 1 stack. So Banish Undead is only supposed to hit 4, so hopefully it's only hitting 4. It hits more than that. Alright, let me go look and see if there's a second effect on it. Some of these things, again, the way they work is some of them have, like, here's the effect, but all the effect does is create the sub-effect that's actually the magic. But yeah, it's definitely 4 max targets on effect number 1. Effect number 2 is... I don't even know what that effect does, but it's also set to 4, so it should only be doing 4 people. If it's doing more than that, then that is definitely a bug. Unintended. Let's see, summon. Gotta summon a few people, give me a minute. Summon. Falling behind. Summon. I got some people here late. Alright, I think I got 3 more people here, and then I can do some profiling. Let's see. That which lurks. Are you aware that undead pets deal 3 times more damage than tamed pets? I don't believe that's true. If it is true, then there's something I'm not aware of, not accounting for. They should be, my belief is tamed, or the summoned pets may do in the same ballpark damage, but that they will always be the same or less. For Snugs, you say it's true? Is this something that's new with the undead belt? The Lich hits like a truck. I'll have to go look. There's probably some secret gear multiplier that I'm not aware of that you guys have. But again, this is, as I just mentioned a few minutes ago, this is something that if I go fix it, bloody murder, lynching. It's been a while, but there was at least at some point earlier in the game when I would go and make massive changes to things and fix big problems like that in combat. People, and this is not a joke, people would actually write letters to Richard and Starr and tell them to fire me. Let's see, I'm looking for there's, again, this is one of those things, Lich Fighter, summon Lich Fighter weapon. So his weapon is only 10 damage. Let's see. Alright, I think I see what's going on with it. It's probably not any one particular thing, but it's a combination of multiple things. The damage for it has does the melee damage, the base damage we would expect. But then it gets that's times death summon creature damage times parent summoned creature damage bonus times parent death mastery. And those are the last two are +1. So basically it's got 3 multipliers that can go on it. My guess is if you get all those high, which you're probably all doing, that it can get much higher than I would expect it to do, and much higher than I would get in my test. Because 2 of those are from gear. Oh, hold on, I may have a reply here. Nope. Didn't get an answer. Alright, hold on a second. Let me look. And Dices, thank you for the 110 bits. Alright, and while I have this opportunity, and I'm not sure how many people are out there, I'm going to say about 60, but I'll be able to tell you in a minute. I'm going to do something that may slow down or crash my clients, so bear with me if things get ugly here. It's for the good of all mankind. Doing a little profiling. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, man, it's still bogging me down. After I just got done bragging and saying, Unity finally got something right. Not. And this is the exact situation. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's like 3 frames a second. But that is the exact situation that I was talking about, that it distorts the profile when performance gets that bad. And obviously things here... What are we at? So we're at like 30 frames a second here. 30 frames a second, but when I profile it goes to 3. Unfortunate. Alright, let me see if I can at least get an idea of what's going on here. I was wrong. It was 4 frames a second is what we were doing there. And I'm doing the lean forward thing, so I'm trying to read some small stuff on my thing. And yes, it was the profiler that was destroying the performance. Didn't need a profile to tell me that. Looks like 67. Not bad for a last minute thing. I guess one thing I can do is turn off nameplates. What's the default key for that these days? What's the toggle nameplates? I'm saying this, but I can't actually see my chat, so if you guys were telling me. Yeah, probably if I do a debug now. Still just 30. Hold on, I'm going to do another profile. Let's slow things down again. Bear with me. It's a hair better. Barely. Alright, that's enough profile. I should have enough data from that. Oh, actually, I guess the other thing I should do is my usual thing that I try to do on these profiles is... everybody's over there. But to get a good idea of how much of it is being close to people, I fly across the map. And then I do another quick profile. All right, got it. All right, let me get back over here to the party. I've got my profiling done. I've got that captured. I'm going to save it before I destroy it. Yeah, look at that. You guys like that? This is if I come from across the map, I'm actually over there. So the only things that are updating here are things that aren't checking for distance. You can see players. I'm not sure why. I think that's Ronaldo the Green. Oh no, I don't know who that is. But you can see the pets are there, but they don't animate. Good news, we still show these fire baton things across the universe. Awesome. Oh, somebody just threw a thing. You can see that. Just did the leaf emote. Yes, all the pets are frozen in time. Oops. It's not the right end. All right, let me do one little quick thing over here to make sure I don't lose this. Got it. Okay, now I can get back to paying attention to you guys. Yeah, it was 220 milliseconds was the profiler waiting on the profiler. But yeah, that slew effect that you just saw, it uses the same stuff you guys have. So if you were doing the same thing as like the governor of the pot, you would see that same stuff. Only some things get updated at a distance because we don't want to pay for them. And that is, even though I'm slewing my cameras over there, it doesn't update stuff. Because if we did that and you were the dev, or this is for players now too, if you were flying around and we updated everything as you flew over it, because you can go really fast with slew, like it's crazy how costly it would be and what it would do to the frame rate and loading and unloading stuff. Imagine all the like lot stuff loading and unloading. So intentional. Let's see if I missed any tells. Doesn't look like it. Oh. Oh, it looks like I might have missed somebody. Did I get them already? I don't know if I did. Maybe I did. I'll sit back here and play the bartender. Hey, list is here. Travis has been suffering with not much sleep. He broke a rib in a cycling accident. If you have not broken a rib before, then you don't want to. Trust me, I did it once. It hurts to breathe. And there's no way to fix it. Fizzle. I'm already having people in the stream telling me that liches are currently broken because they do so much crazy damage. But I will look into it. And I'm okay with them doing a little more damage than tame, just because the tame guys are so tough in terms of health and survivability. I'm fine with trading some DPS, you know, liches being the high DPS, but lower survivability than the other stuff. It just sounds like it's way off. The other thing that taming needs it's going to get for this release, although I haven't figured out the exact fix I want to put in, is making the tame heal suck less. Because now tame creatures are where they should be, roughly where they should be in terms of, at least my belief. But the heals for them didn't change at all. So like people are, you know, you got a 3,000 hit point pet and the tame heal does like 100 points. So anyway, so that'll be, I'll try and get that fixed up as well. All right, let me do a little more. And actually, let me do a giveaway here. You guys go do your raffle if you haven't. 158 people. Oh no, 154 people have entered the raffle out of 158 viewers. Pretty good numbers. All right, here we go. Now that Bonger is in, now we can do the giveaway. Let's see. Closing and picking. Inveiled. Inveiled. I think it's inveiled. That's kind of weird spelling, but congratulations, you, sir or ma'am, have won the, and are you veiled in game? Oh, Stu. Okay, I know Stu. Viking Guard Armor Pattern Pack. Alright, I got you. I'll get you prizes hopefully right after the tournament. Or the dance party. Of course, I'm doing my head thing here, but I can't actually hear anything. Oh, you know what I could? I know what I can do. I can do... Let me turn down this. I can turn down my desktop audio all the way, mute that, and then I can do audio, and then I can listen. That is the wrong one. Oh, radio, duh. All right, now I got audio there, and I'm guessing you guys can't hear it, right? All right, let's see. Let me do put up another raffle here. Oh, danger, the wife is leaving in 10 minutes. I mean, she'll be home. It takes her about 45 minutes to get home. She goes the back way. Oh no, I'm going to look at this, and then I'll get back to answering some questions. Okay, we'll do, since we did the other two already, I'll do the Elven Elite Fighter Armor next. And I'll do this one like in 10 minutes or so, Because it seems like I'm only going to get 2 or 3 in here before the wife gets home. And I want to give away some big prize. Big finish! Alright, let me get back to answering some questions for you guys. Let's see. Strider Green, will the game and store account get 2-factor authentication soon? So, there's a chance, again... Hold on, I gotta turn this down. I can't think. There's a chance it could happen soon. For those who didn't know, Tassilo, our web guy for 7 years, worked with him since before Shroud, but he basically was completely burned out. Not shocking after 7 years and having a lot of stuff on your shoulders. But he took a break. He took a sabbatical of sorts. Still helped us out whenever we needed stuff, but just basically did his own thing. But he's actually come back. I put him back on the payroll, and he's helping out on some stuff now. So hopefully we're going to get some more stuff on there. Probably the next thing that'll happen will be to make some type of like multiple layers of multiple levels of rewards program stuff. But, so 2-factor authentication, again, I've been saying the same thing for about 4 years on it, which is, I think it's important for some people. But again, if you use a good password, do proper stuff, it's just as good. And also, the reason we don't think it should be critical for you guys is because it actually becomes it's more for our benefit. It's more for the host's benefit, so that you know, if your account gets stolen, we're the ones that end up having to fix some stuff on it and spend time on it. So it's more for our protection. But again, if you guys use good procedures, there's no reason no reason you should need it. We have had some accounts stolen over time, and most of them seem to be from not because we got hacked or something like that, but because other projects got hacked and they basically grabbed username password lists and worked on hitting us with those. So again, that's the problem is not that there's not 2-factor authentication, it's that some people use the same password on everything, and then they go and they do a bunch of crowdfunding projects. I know Star Citizen was the one that was the big problem we had, that their username password, unsalted password list got stolen. So unsalted basically meaning unencrypted. So and then they tried those on ours and had a brute force distributed attack on us, which is why you have that annoying type in the letters crap on the front page stuff now. Yes, unsalted UG. That is the correct thing to say. But yes, we do hope to get 2-factor authentication in there. I know for some people they want it for sanity, but again, if you use good password rules, don't use the same password on 97 accounts. It's all good. Yeah, the problem with Star Citizen and why that one was a big problem. And thank you very much, Stymie LLTS. Hey Stymie, are you going to the Syndicon? Put you on the spot. Hey, Henry Tarling, 200 bits for 2-factor authentication. Got it. Yeah, the problem that made the Star Citizen thing worse is, guess what? A lot of people who supported Star Citizen also supported us. And vice versa. So, then some people use the same email, username, and password on both of them. So, quite a few. Lancel, I think it's like the end of August. I don't think any of that stuff's secret, but we're going to be doing some... I'm looking forward to it, partially just because I haven't been to Vegas in far too long. How old's Maxine? That's a little longer than that since Vegas. Yeah, same email's fine, but same email, same username, same password, not so hot. But yeah, I think August 22nd is when Syndicon starts. Yeah, looking forward to going to Vegas and talking to fans, and should be 100 plus soda players there, so looking forward to talk to them. Yeah, this time of year when I know I start listening to more music, and Star's the same way. Star's pretty much does the same thing I do, which is because, hey, guess what's coming up? We got less than 3 months to ACL Fest, which is a big Austin music festival that Star and I both go to and sometimes hang out at. We would hang out more at them, but Star has different music taste than me. I'm more of a singer-songwriter guy. Star is... well, you hear Star's taste, but this year is Mumford & Sons, Guns N' Roses, Childish Gambino, The Cure, Cardi B, Billie Eilish, Tame Impala, Robin, Casey Musgraves, Raconteur, Gary Clark, Lizzo, Tom Yorks, Modern, James Blake, Lizzie, Uzi, 21 Savage, Tyler Childers, King Princess, Third Eye Blind, Kali Uchis, Rosa, the list goes on and on. There's like 150 bands. Anyways, a lot of good stuff there, so we're all getting excited for music. I know I am. Let's see. I'm going to get back to answering some questions here and see if there's any chatter going on I need to pay attention to. Thank you again, Rinaldi the Green Guy. Hey, Simon, you're going to be there? Bring a map signed up? Awesome. I will gladly sign it. And we are cheap bastards, just so you know. So I'm actually going to be shipping the prizes because I've got some stuff I'm going to give away for raffles and junk like that for Syndicon. That'll just be some signed boxes signed by the team. I have to ship those separately because we are such cheap bastards. Have you guys ever heard of Spirit Airlines? I think that's what it's called. It's Spirit. This is the cheapest airline ever, but they charge you for a carry-on. So if you have... yeah, so that's anyways, we're flying Spirit. We almost did a flight back that started at 1 a.m. and got back at 5 a.m. But I did pass on that part. Hey, thank you, Fakan. Thank you for 1,300. Is there a reason? Just excited? Did you mean to do 1,337? Maybe not. All right. 38. Oh, wait, maybe that was intentionally supposed to be 37. I'll sing one song before I get off. Thank you, Fakan. I will dedicate it to you. Whether you meant to do it or not. It looks like you tried to and you just failed miserably. But Star's playing some good music here. This song takes me back because I think this came out when I was just started dating my wife. 13, 15, 16 years ago, something like that. This is like the big song. And of course, when you're dating, you have to go dancing. So I did go dancing. This is one of the songs that would always play. Let me answer some more questions here. Let's see. Elron, did I work out the XP for crafting spec, like 1 to 100 spec? I don't know for sure what it's going to be. we have to do both parts of the maths. We have to do what the XP cost is. That'll be on some curve. You kind of know how those curves work. It's a matter of whether it's going to be like a 5x, a 10x, or a 20x is kind of the ballpark. But then we've got to figure out what that actually gives you in terms of reroll. That's the bigger question, is how many rerolls. So the other thing that came up was we talked about it, and someone jokingly said we should charge crowns to do a reroll. And we don't want to do crowns, but that is one of the things as we continue to look for gold sinks. That may be one that we end up having some way you can do a gold sink that you can pay to do a gold sink reroll of some sort. So we can try and suck some gold out of the economy. So we may do that. That's, again, we're just talking about that. Let's see. Nope, now I'm falling behind. Old Sub, thank you very much. Dices, thank you very much. And again, thank you, Fakan. Shake it. Come on, shake it. I answer some more questions. Hold on. Let's see. Never did get my Atos fan cloaks. Wonder if he's here. You have to teleport someone to deliver their cloak. Let's see. Let me go back and answer some more questions. Do. Let's see. Dices asks, will we be able to upgrade place deeds so we can make them tax-free without the risk of losing the spot? I thought you could do that already, actually. I guess not. Again, there's some of these things that I don't know the specifics of how things work. I missed them. I don't know how they work because I usually don't do it too much. I may test it, but I don't use it as often as you guys. And I certainly don't think about I wonder if someone might steal my lot if I don't do this right, if I pick it up and upgrade it and put it back down. So that's one of the systems we need to upgrade more. If you look at our, that's one of the things I know where revenue goes and what people spend on, and roughly half the crowns spent in game are spent on upgrading, and half are spent on items. So anything we can do to make upgrading better, again, you're talking about a big chunk of our chunk of our revenue that we need to improve that stuff. Let's see. Bam. And back to the party. And you guys keep asking more questions. But yeah, so doing better stuff with the tax, letting people upgrade on that stuff, that's super important to us. It should be super important to us. That is, unfortunately, that's one of the things that's on Burning Toad, who is always swamped with just general firefighting stuff, and is also our build guy, and has also been our stand-in CS guy. We still have not hired a CS guy. We do have a couple of candidates. Again, we're having a tough time. We just talked about it at our team meeting, and talked with Star about it a bunch also. But it's tough because we kind of want someone who knows the game, but we also know whoever we hire will hate the game by the time they're done with it, because being CS is basically like, this is not, people rarely write CS to say, thanks, you guys are doing an awesome job, you're doing great. People write CS because they are mad about something, need something. Yeah, so you end up just the toxicity. They actually had like an article on it, not on CS in general, but that's one of those things, like the people who go through Facebook and monitor Facebook, that a lot of those people have basically stress disorders from so much toxicity of being the guys that go through and find, like, they have to go through and, like, not just like talk to people, but they also gotta have to like look at pictures and, you know, verify pictures that were reported are bad. And guess what? A lot of times they are bad. Anyways, I would fully expect whoever does our CS, to do that. And I think it's also one of those things, if you love the game, which I know a lot of you do, yay, we like that you love the game. It's even worse, because then you're already passionate about it and somewhat emotional about the game, and can get, it's tough, as you've seen, devs, including myself, sometimes get more emotional about stuff than they should, just because they're very, we're passionate about what we do, and it can be offensive to hear negative things about it. So again, that's just saying that some of it is we're looking at people who are playing the game, but we're also trying to keep that in mind about the whole, like, we don't want to poison really good players to the game. So we will see, but we're looking over some resumes still. But we should hope to have someone very soon, because we need them seriously bad. Someone wants an updated cloak. All right, if you can find me at the dance party, come up and trade with me. Whoops, hold on, let me get over here. Yeah, get up to my... No, I'm stuck behind this butler. There we go. Just come up and trade with me, Twilight. And Griffler, thank you for the 133 bits. Classic. Down to my last, that many of them. There you go. Now I'm going to go straight to eBay and sell it. Look, I got 8 people inviting me as friends. Awesome. How is Irish Eyes not already my friend? Let's see. Oh, now I'm going to have a bunch of people do it because I did that on stream. What a fool I am. Fine. Old one's better, though. Not exactly sure what they're wanting here. I think they're wanting this. Is this what they want? Is that right? Now we square? So I don't have to... This is somebody... I've probably got an email waiting for them. Let me get back up here. Elrond, King of the Elves. Since you mentioned it, can we have some buffs for whiskey? I want buffs for that stuff. I'm surprised. I'm shocked that it does not have it. That's one of those things... Obviously, drinking whiskey makes you smarter and stronger. I can't believe it doesn't show up already. But that is one of the things we have to when we do that stuff, because there's no downside for it if we don't, and it's currently on a different channel. I guess it could give you a buff and go in the food channel, because I don't think it does go in the food channel right now. I'm not entirely sure, though. But anytime we do that, like a buff for some booze thing, as I found out from the belt, it gives you strength based on how drunk you are. Players were just using that and getting insanely drunk, and then they just go turn off the screen effect so that they didn't see the weird moving around, the stuff I saw here. This stuff. Yeah, so they would drink a ton and then they would get a bunch of strength out of it, but they just turn off the screen effect so they weren't affected by the drinking. Like, this is a game all in itself. Is try and keep your mouse cursor stationary when you're drunk like this by moving your mouse. How am I doing? Alright, that's just making me nauseous. I'll look away. I'll make you guys look at it instead. Let's go ahead and do the next to the last giveaway, because I'm going to have to wrap things up here in about 10 minutes. So let me go ahead and give away this last one, then I'm going to give away something that does not suck. So raffle up if you have not. Nicotine calms nerves. There was a game I was trying to remember. Was that Snake? What was that game? Not Full Metal Jacket. That's the movie. Metal Snake. Metal Solid. Metal Gear Solid. Is that it? Metal Gear Solid, where you could you had like the little cursor of your target was moving around for the gun thing, and if you would smoke a cigarette, it would calm it down and make it move slower. Yes, Metal Gear Solid, MGS. I didn't say it was the last one I played. I actually never played any of them. I did watch people play some. That's just one of those features that kind of sticks with you. Is like, this is so wrong. This is like on the candy cigarettes level of wrong. You got a game for kids. Well, they shouldn't be playing it as kids, but... Hey, T-Branch, thank you, thank you, thank you. Party Time just checked in. What's happening with attenuation? I think the short version of attenuation, what I've said about it, is I hate it too. But it's not an easy thing to fix without causing some major other problems. If you got here late, I basically went on my rant about the other really big problem is trying to come up with a solution that is not super painful for AE users. Because AE is currently pretty broken. And actually, as I mentioned earlier, Fire AE actually uncovered a major problem, Ring of Fire, in that it's only supposed to hit 10 people, and it actually will hit infinite number of creatures in it. We just didn't have many situations where more than 10 could be hit before. But that's one of the things we're trying to do, is we continue to make more interesting situations and are trying to, increase player or creature counts sometimes. And not just limit it to 8 or 10 creatures. Yeah, the short version is I hate attenuation too. But right now it is a necessary evil, but hopefully we can get things balanced out a bit more in terms of rewards on things. by scenes that we can actually do away with attenuation, because really it'll come down to there's about 5 or 6 scenes that blow away everything. We just need to, again, probably need to reduce the amount of experience the creatures give a little bit there, make them a little bit tougher, do a little bit of balance on AE versus non-AE DPS. Fizzle, I'll look at Dr. L's write-up. I'm not sure who Dr. L is. I would immediately go with Dr. Love. Boom, shaka bow wow. Is it Dr. Love? Did I guess right? Let's see. That which lurks. When will big cats be put in? I don't know. That is actually on my short list. That's the next creature I'm trying to do, is do big cats. Alright, I'm going to kill my 25-year whiskey. Still a little drunk, but... Oh, yeah, and that's... yeah, so I've actually read a past paper, I think, by Memner, Dr. L. But I've not read the current one. I've told him I will. But also, again, the implementation for attenuation is not what I designed initially anyways. It's just the person who implemented kind of took some shortcuts, and there's some good reasons. It's one of those things, the more history you keep about gain over time, you're basically keeping track for a long period of time, that it ends up getting expensive. You can imagine if you try to keep track of all the things you killed over like a 2-hour period or whatever, and then are looking back over that, there's a lot of calculations, a lot of memory, and a lot of math going on. So they took some shortcuts with it, but I think the shortcuts, if I'd known what level of shortcuts they were going to take with the attenuation math, I probably would have rewritten the math differently. But anyways, yes, I agree, attenuation sucks. It needs to be fixed. It is on my list. It's just a tougher problem, I think, than most people realize. And Needham, that's one of the things we've talked about, is not doubling the experience you can gain, but doing some stuff, making some multipliers, getting in a multiplier for attenuation, so that, like, we can say, hey, guess what? In episode 2 zones, you can get up to 2x attenuation, and if you're PvP, that gives you an extra 25% attenuation. You know, that type of stuff. Which would be, yeah, that would be a start. But again, it needs to die a horrible death. It was a bad fix for an emergency problem. So, yes. Shut your mouth, Narkzich. Remember, I have been drinking 25-year-old whiskey. Why is old Sup trying to give me clockwork wings? Is this because I do horrible for party dress-up stuff? Let me get back and answer a few more questions. Oh, and I need to, I didn't do the thing, did I? I didn't do the giveaway that I said I was going to do. Let me do that real quick. Closing and raffling, although I can't actually see what I raffled or who won. Hex! Hex, you have won. Hacks! And let me pick the last one, then you guys can raffle up again one more time for that stuff. Let's see, I was going to make the last one something good. I don't know what that means. We're at a dance party. I guess I'd give away another disco ball. How about if we do a... Oh, that's... Let's do a Fire Elemental Statue Vault Edition. That's kind of cool. Bam. Oh yeah, Hex. Were you Hex in game? I forget who Hex is in game. You can't be. Carefully watching chat to see if it's spoken. Awesome, and thank you for the bits to call my attention to it. Hex. Elven Elite Fighter Armor is what you will be receiving. And did I buy that statue? I forget if I bought this statue or not. Yes, I did. Oh, thank you, Nargle Snoop. Alright, I did actually buy the statue, so I've got that. Since it's a Vault Edition, I'd lose track of it if I didn't buy it now. But let's see, about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to go to get a little bit of quick housework done so the wife thinks I did work all day. Continuing to earn my brownie points after spending them all on going to Syndicon. Yes, I would much rather have gone to Georgia around the same time. But that didn't work out. Let me see what I got here. Let me check chat, see if anything crazy is going on. I don't see anything crazy in the chat. I'm going to keep going with the questions. But yeah, I do want to get big cats in. That's a constant question, and the felines are dramatically underrepresented in our game. J Dread GG. That's good. Judge Dredd, good game. When will container contents be reviewable on vendors so we can sell containers of goods? That's one we haven't talked about. We've kind of intentionally not had that stuff in there because we were worried about, again, confusion and people trying to cheat other people and that stuff. I can't say we're still working on and still planning on doing the list everything I have everywhere interface, again, because that solves a few problems for us, and it's also something you guys want, but just basically a way that you can find any object that you own so that you can find, again, this is for several reasons. One is so you can, like, hey, I had an object that freaked out on me and went into the wall or something and I can't get to it. It'll give you a way to do that type stuff. There's still a few questions left, so it's not going to happen for this release. There's quite a bit of UI that goes into it. But soonish, hopefully next release it'll be out there. Again, we've got a couple of competing things that both need time from the same guy, Wizard Smoke. The other one is raids, getting raids done, because that's not going to happen for this release. That got deprioritized over the other stuff, unfortunately. But is going to happen soon. Is still one of my top priorities in personal pet frustrations. But anyways, and again, the raids may actually end up being something more like we just increase the number of players that can be in a party and it all works together as a party. Just cap the experience bonus that people get. If we do that, then the biggest challenge we have is just coming up with a UI that can represent your entire party. We'll probably want to clean up some of that as well. And that would probably be moving parties to 24 if we do that, by the way. And then all the upper tiers parties will be 24 people with 22 of them sitting around idle or saying they're on a smoke break. All right, let me get back to questions. I'm going to ask a few more here, and then I'm going to wrap things up. Let's see. Monty the DJ, can we get better cast times for all buffs and teleporting? Takes way too long to cast. So teleport's kind of intentional. That again, you're saving a ton of time. We think it's okay to we can justify a little bit of 5-second cast time or whatever. And it's also so it can't be used. It's not intent to be used as a escape mechanism. If it were fast, it would be all I gotta do is like blink twice and then teleport out, and you'll never catch me. So we intentionally have it as a long thing where you can't move. So again, so it can't be used as a escape option. The buffs, I didn't think they were that bad. I mean, if we made them fast, they're already to the point that you can cast like it. I don't think any of them more than 2 seconds. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, increasing the duration is usually where I go on that stuff rather than decreasing the cast time. Let's see. Let me get back over here. And yes, Fizzle, I am looking into buffs on pets. I will. I'll get that on my list tomorrow morning. I think I got through my emergency stuff. Obviously, I had some fires to put out. Oh, and thank you very much, Nargle, Snoop, and Satyr Farron. Thank you for the 100 bits. And again, thank you, Hex, for the 500 bits. Let's see. Will those ice bears become tameable? Ooh, I'm not sure which ice bears those are. Can I demo a disco potion for you is another one. There was somebody here who was doing a disco potion. Let me go check. I'll add a few disco potions and I'll give a few away at the party so I can annoy the crap out of all of you. Hold on. Disco potion. There it is. Hold on. I'll add a few of them. All right, come up and open a trade window with me, and I'll give you a... If you're at the dance party and you want a disco potion, just come up and open a trade window, and I'll hand you one. First 5 customers only. There's one for Griffler. Next. Mr. Exford, there's yours. Who's next? Oh. Old Sup. Next. I guess it's going to vanish. Yeah, that looks like a bug. I just found a bug. Come on, KJ Cujo. I know what's going to happen when I do that. Yep. Okay, last one. Twilight Tempest. Alright, I'm only giving away 5. Because I don't want it to get too crazy in here. And I think these things last 10 minutes. And you can actually see we got a person here demoing the... Old Sup is demoing what happens when you move with it, which is the effect follows you, but it follows you slowly. It doesn't like instantly. It doesn't just like... It's not just tied to you. So if you move around, you leave like a trail of blue, red, and yellow dots. Or squares. And a thing has happened. Nerdmation. Thank you. Thank you, Nerdmation. That's reminded me, Nerdmation made me think Nerd Nation, which then reminded me we did our team lunch yesterday. There's some places where if you go to them, it's like half the group there is game developers. But we went there yesterday, and there were at least 3 groups of game developers that I was sure of, that I recognized 3 different tables of game developers. And one other, and that's locally here, that's Dinho. Hey, thank you very much, Star Strider. Thank you. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Kind sir. But yeah, there's what the potions look like. You can see somebody's running around with one, leaving a trail of boxes down there. Oh, yeah, it's nice. You can do like cool stuff with it. Leaving boxes in the air. Now it feels like a disco party when there's boxes flying up in the air. Let me get through a couple more questions, and I'm going to wrap things up. I'm not going to be able to stay until the end of the dance party. Oh, and I think I need to... hold on. Thinking on something here. That which lurks. Could there be some elder god type summons for Moon? Something that's Cthulhu-esque. Interesting. Yeah, again, I think it's well known that Sun and Moon need the most love in terms of spells. Maybe I can sneak stuff in. Again, I keep playing, and whoops, I just banged my microphone. That'll probably sound great to you guys. I keep wanting, there's all the things I want to do, and then the server catches fire. I will actually be looking forward to next Tuesday once we have the shipping party. For those who got in late, I think we were at like 170 or something like that. Yeah, 167. There's still some more people showing up. We are doing a shipping party for the team. I'm hosting it at my house, just for the team, not for everybody. But to come over, and everybody's got to come over. We're doing our team meeting, and then we're going to also do shipping. We're going to ship all the boxes we can, which should be anybody who has complained to CS or has written me. We're going to make sure we get you guys no matter what. So if you are owed a box, write CS or write me. Don't write me in-game mail. That's the least efficient way to talk to me about that stuff. It's great for me sending you game stuff in game, but for boxes and stuff like that, using the either the forum or just use the forum. Just message me in the forum. Don't tag me in the forum. And yes, I know there's a whole thread on people who didn't get boxes. We'll definitely get those guys. Let's see. Griffler, combat bar locking. Yes, I think I demonstrated on a stream the other day. It hit me. So again, that is the same guy though who's got the other stuff on his plate. Too much stuff on his plate. That is just finished up the crafting server side stuff, and now we're going to be doing next he's going to be doing, again, there's raids. I'm trying to remember what the other thing he's got. He's got some other stuff on his plate though that's pretty high priority, but that's on him. I thought it had been done. Apparently it either didn't understand the problem or something, but we will look into it. JD Dorkster, can we get dancing as a skill in game? We dance so much. And make it just like, what was that, Star Wars Galaxies, where people would just sit around and dance for money for days, weeks, months. And let's see. I need to find one thing here. Give me 1 minute. Why am I no... Oh, I'm not hearing the radio anymore. Because I left the zone and came back. All right, let's see. And a lot of text from people here. Show star on stream. All right, I'll show star on the stream here. Oops, I left that one. I need to get the portable ether amplifier. And actually what I should be doing is this. There we go. That's how the stream should have been the entire time I'm here. Oh, that's not at all annoying. Well, that's an interesting outfit. All right, we'll just watch Star here for a minute while I look for something very important. Hey, thank you very much, Scammeron. Good game. All right, we'll watch this for a few more minutes here. I'm actually listening to music for a change. And do make sure and get in the raffle here. Again, if you're watching the stream and not listening to the music, then you have no idea what I'm listening to and why I'm bouncing along. Whoops. Just messed up. Hold on, getting Star back on the stream. In fact, you don't have to. Only 2 people have swapped it out. The cloaks, that is, in case you're not reading and you're just listening. 2 people wanted to swap out the cloaks. There are also people who had purchased since and multiple times, so. No, the old one's a collector's item, man. Don't swap that out. Yeah, performance pretty good today. Again, I got some good profile information for those who missed it. So hopefully I can go back and do a little tweaking on based on what I saw here today. Only thing I saw right off the bat, it looked like pets use more everything than they should. So I'll be taking a look at those. Look like they might be doing nav mesh stuff even when they're just sitting still, like trying to navigate around. And I expect Star is going to be on for another half hour. But anyways, I'm going to wrap things up here. So I am going to do... Well, see, this is a tough decision. I was going to sing a song. I was going to do the giveaway, then sing a song. But then I'd drive players away before you got to do a follow on somebody else who's streaming. So I'm going to do the singing. And then I will do the giveaway so that the person that I rate afterwards will make sure and get good numbers. I'm going back to songs I know well. A bottle of white, a bottle of red, perhaps a bottle of rosé instead. We'll get a table near the street in our old familiar place. You and I, face to face. A bottle of red, a bottle of white. It all depends upon your appetite. I'll meet you anytime you want in our Italian restaurant. And make sure and raffle up because I'm going to do the drawing right after I quit singing, which you hope will be soon. Things are okay with me these days. Got a good job, got a good office, got a new wife, got a new life, and the family is fine. We lost touch long ago. You lost weight, I did not know. You could look so nice after so much time. Do you remember those days hanging out at the village green? Engineer's boots, leather jackets, and tight blue jeans. A drop of dime in the jukebox, play the song about New Orleans. A cold beer, hot lights, my sweet romantic teenage nights. All right, now we are doing the drawing. I've ended your suffering. Here we go. You ready? Vegas BLT. That is not how I got my wife. It was my dancing that got the wife. Let's see. Vegas BLT, are you a Facebook friend of mine? Have you actually seen my wife? Is that why you're asking how I got my wife? All right, I'm closing the raffle and doing the raffling giveaway thing. Let's see. Oh, you are my Facebook friend. Well, here's a little known fact. I used to be a competing athlete. I played on the water polo team in college, and I played on the racquetball team in college, and I actually played some professional racquetball, and actually placed as high as third in the nation long ago. I'm saying that because I've not always been a fat, sluggy engineer. That actually came from my 5th knee surgery. After destroying my knee, including having pins in my knee and having my kneecap pinned back together because I broke my kneecap in half, tore my ACL, tore my MCL, tore everything but my LCL and my patellar tendon, actually. Strong patellar tendons, good news. But anyways, then came the engineer part after realizing you can't be a professional racquetball player past about the age of about 25. And then I got fat. Not entirely true. I didn't get fat right away. Anyways, I used to be in good shape, so now I've got the dad bod. Let's do the giveaway. Yep, another arrow to the knee. Dark Sign 7. That is a name I do not know that you're going to have to tell me. You're too late, Lord of Honesty, Joe Hudzarek. Yeah, I've actually had ACLs. I tore ACLs on both knees. Not at the same time, fortunately. Maybe unfortunately. And back when I did it, it was a 6-month and a cast recovery type thing. It was not a quick one. Back in the ancient days, 30 years ago. More than 30 years ago. I tore it 33 years ago. Tore it the first time. Serenia, got it. Adding you to the list for the Fire Elemental statue. Serenia Melorian, Fire Elemental statue. Alright guys, I didn't get through all the questions. I got through quite a bit. We got to listen to some good music, and you got to listen to me sing, which is not good music. But I think I got some of the big questions answered there, but I will be on. I may miss tomorrow. I may be going to the data center again. I will definitely be on again, obviously, on Friday, and I'm going to try to do a longer stream on Friday. If we do, I think Friday's a 1-hour stream, but I'll probably do an hour beforehand, so look for me on Friday, if not tomorrow. And, oh, I may have timed this just perfectly. I think the family has just pulled up. So let me find someone to raid. And we will get out of here with minimum ear bleeding from my singing. Let's see, we got Famines, we got Strider Green, we got Monty. Is there anybody new here today? We got Delana. I recognize all these names here, so I think I'm going to do, I'll just do the random thing here. Let's see, is Delane and Iwacko, why aren't you guys showing up in Strider Green? Why aren't you guys showing up? Are you showing my channel or something? Oh, you're in there. You're in there. Strider Green's doing the game. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We will be doing a roll 8 in game to figure out who we're going with. You guys ready? Roll 8. 7 is the lucky number here today. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me put that back down there. Where's the thing? No, come on. There we go. Anyways, I rolled a 7. 7 is Bonger. Let's see if Bonger got his new bandwidth. Oh, Bonger, you're still... no, that's not too horrible now. Alright, you're no longer... I'm not going to call you Pixel Mode Bonger anymore. That looks a little bit better. Frame rate's not stellar. That's acceptable. Although you are doing upper tiers, which is not something people want to see more of sometimes. But we are going to do Bonger because he won the roll. Bonger. Dang, missed it. Raid, Bong. There we go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. And that is inappropriate what somebody is doing to Star right there. Or maybe it is appropriate. If you're a DJ, maybe you like that. I think it's inappropriate, though, because she is stepping on the controls down there, obviously. And that would never hold up. The music should be getting messed up right now. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me on the stream today. I'll be sending out these prizes. I'm probably going to combine them all. I made notes on who won what. I'll combine them all and get everything out. Get my 25 emails. I think I have 26 emails now that I have in my email box. I'll get those taken care of first thing in the morning tomorrow. And we are going to go raid Bonger, who seems to be having stream problems. No, he's okay. All right. Well, let's go raid Bonger. Give him a follow if you haven't already followed him. And guys, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the dance party. And I will see you tomorrow or possibly Friday, depending on how things go at the data center. Thanks. See ya.